Hey, on this one, we are just going to do just some assembly videos. So mostly final assembly, which is exciting. It's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to seeing what this thing looks like with the arms on it. Shocks, actually just sourced a good deal on some bump stops. So we've got to put those on. Wasn't really planning on that initially, but then I saw a good deal and I grabbed them. So gonna have some bumps up front, bumps in the back, and we'll get those on probably after the front end goes on, because I've got to see where the impact zones are going to be. Anyways, we'll get that going. Check it out. Okay, there's your first shot at the front end assembled. Obviously I have a little bit of touch-up paint to do, but cycles at 21 inches of travel. Pretty excited about it. So, need to figure out where to put the bump stop. I think it's gonna go maybe parallel to the shock right in here and have it impact on that plate right there, because that's a pretty beefy plate. Might need a brace underneath there, but other than that, I think that's where that bump stop's gonna go. I thought about putting it up here and having it stick down a little bit, which it might clear the body. It's just not orientated enough. Let me see where this goes actually. I'm gonna set you down. Sorry about that. It's hard to do with one hand. So the bump stop might actually sit right up underneath there and impact this bar. I'm just gonna have to brace the hell out of it. But it'll be a lot easier project because I really don't think I'll have to take it off. I'll just have to kind of sand the paint down a little bit. Put a big plate across there with a bunch of reinforcements and have it give it an impact zone. But that is about where I want it to go for max travel. And having that bump stop hidden way up there would be pretty cool. So we'll have to see, but you get an idea what the front end looks like. All right, it's hot. Tomorrow we're gonna do the other side, then I'll figure out where the bump stop's gonna go. Next step will be to install those real quick and get a final resting place for the or get final tighten up for the suspension, but pretty much everything's there. Anyway, next step, back to work. And there you have it, side number 2. Side actually went together a lot easier than the other side. Moves a lot freer too, so those bushings on the other side are a little bit different. I'm gonna have to kind of take a quick look at that, but it's on there, moving free, sounds good, looks good. Like I said, still have to come up with the plate for the bump stop, so that's the next project. Back to work. Here's just a quick shot of the rear arm on. I still have to tighten the bolts down and hook the brake lines up, but you can see back there in the distance kind of how wide the car is. It is definitely got some arms on it. Looks pretty good. I'm liking the black now with the orange. Looking good. Just have to tighten that guy down. I'm gonna leave the other one off for now, just because I need to do this axle, and I'm gonna be going back and forth in the garage for a little bit, so that's gonna be kind of the last arm I put on. But man, just getting the arms back on this thing gets me excited. Back to work. Crazy days. It's the end of July in Arizona, and it's about 80 degrees outside. So I'm in the garage. I've got a couple things to do, adding to just the assembly video. So today, or this morning, I'm gonna get the right side rear end put together. So CV's going on, probably the shock. The arm is already there. I need to get the limit straps on, get that measured out. I did not weld up the attachment point for that, so I've got to get that done. And then I probably did the left side too short. So we'll see. And the reason for that is I actually got a set of axles that are an inch longer than the ones that I had before. I just kind of mismeasured those, and so I'm thinking I'm going to get a little bit more travel. And the other thing is, when you're doing your CVs, I really don't want to do an educational video on that. There's a ton of them out there, so just watch it. But if you're putting your CVs together, there's a line on them. Put that out and then clock them. So there's a little part on your bearing cage that goes up at 12 o'clock, and then on the other side, put the thicker part up at 12 o'clock. Make sure those are the same, and I guess you can get an extra couple degrees out of 930 CVs. So that's really all I'm gonna do, or all I'm gonna say about it, but I'm gonna time lapse the rest of this. And if you have any questions or you wanna see it, I still have to put the other side together, so maybe I'll film one, I don't know. Anyways, gotta get to work. Oh man, I am excited now. Like, this is crazy. I just got done assembling 90% of the rear end, and I went up, took a shower. I'm sweaty, I gotta go, but I was standing in the shower and I was just kind of visualizing what I did, make sure I didn't miss anything. It's just kind of a process I go through, make sure all the bolts are tight. And I'm just thinking about how cool this is. Like 20 inches of travel, this is nuts. So this is what makes it kind of worth it, and makes you want to finish it, right? So there's a lot of projects out there that get started and you get tired, and I'm filming this stuff real time. This is the end of July. I thought I was going to get this car done in like 4 to 6 months. It's been a year. So it's just real life. Last week I went out of town for a little bit. This weekend I got family, and you're just kind of working around things, right? It's friggin' hot. I think I said earlier that it's like a cool day, but God, it's humid. It's humid. I've been out here for 10 minutes. I'm already sweating. But man, I'm sitting here looking at this thing, and I'm excited about how it's coming together. Like, it really looks good. Let me turn the camera around. I'll show you what I'm talking about. We'll zoom in on this rear end. Look at the size of the axle. I think it's 28 inches long, I think. Those are 930 CVs. I pretty much had the CVs packed, but I packed some more grease in there. I got the shock on there. It needs to be, obviously I need to get the springs on there, but I'm gonna get the rear bump stop placed before I do that. And I'm really stoked on those, because honestly, I didn't really see myself being able to afford those, but I found a good deal. They need to be rebuilt, but we'll get that done really quick. I also messed up. It's always the way it goes with me. But you look right here, this is the reservoir, so that'll clear. But look right here, that spring, once it gets in there, it's gonna hit that freaking thing, because when this shock compresses, it actually moves out a little bit. So I'm gonna have to notch that out. I hope I don't mess up the paint. Once the fender's on, you probably won't see it, but it's just one of those things. It's part of building stuff. There's no plans for this. It's not a Lego kit that comes with directions. You got to figure it out as you go. And honestly, it just looks so good. I was gonna put a tire on it, but they're buried. I couldn't really get to it without needing another shower. But as soon as I get the other one done, I'll throw some wheels on there. I've got to dismount the originals. I've got to paint the beadlocks. Might powder them, but there's the beadlock rings. I can't wait to see how that looks. I'm excited, dude. I'm so stoked. Thanks for watching this one. I'm going to put this out. It's front end assembly, one rear end getting done. And next set of videos is going to be the other side, bump stops, wheels, tires, brakes. We'll get this thing on the ground where it's actually standing on its own 4 legs. And, you know, then it'll be engine start. Man, this thing is looking freaking good. I'm just stoked on it. Thanks for watching these. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for liking. Subscriber count's going up. I'd like to make this channel something. I keep hinting at my next build. They're going to be awesome. And I've got some crazy ideas that I'd love to do. And I really am looking forward to hoping maybe you guys out there can help me. Spread the word, like the channel, make comments, even if you suck, do more of that, right? And then, who knows, maybe I can get this thing to where I'm doing regular stuff. Everything I do is for sale. So if you're out there and you're interested in this bug, DM me and send me a message and we'll talk. I'm going to play with it a little bit, obviously, but other than that, it's for sale. So if somebody comes in and makes a right offer on this thing, it could be yours. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.